The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Every year, the parents of Jesus went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up as usual for the festival. When the festival was ended and they started to return, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but his parents did not know it. Assuming that he was in the group of travelers, they went a day's journey. Then they started to look for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem to search for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, "Child, why have you treated us like this? Look, your father and I have been searching for you in great anxiety." He said to them, "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" But they did not understand what he said to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them. His mother treasured all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in years and in favor with God and human beings. The Gospel of the Lord. Yesterday, like a lot of you, I gathered with some family, small group of us, legal group for the accountants, in order to have Christmas dinner. And we were at my niece's home. She has 2 children, and her brother was there with his 3 children. So 5 kids ranging from about a year old to grade 1. During the course of the several hours I was there, I was killed probably 20 times by a laser. Once almost had a shard or something when the laser hit a thing and a little piece split off and pieces all over, but fortunately none, they just landed on the couch and none on me that I could see. All parts seemed to still be working, and had to change out a brand new Roots hoodie, I guess you call it, or something similar, for a 3-year-old who got the elbow of it somehow in gravy and just said, "I can't eat if that's there." And even after it was wiped off, "I can't eat if it's there." So off goes that. Then he was fine to finish his meal. I was thinking this morning, as I was reading, praying my breviary, Pope, now Saint Paul VI, during a visit to Nazareth in, I believe, 1964, so just about a year after he was elected Pope. The first time in centuries, many centuries, that a Pope had been to the Holy Land. And he was speaking about what life must have been like in Jesus' time. Now, I'm sure that in Jesus' time, I don't know if they celebrated birthdays the way we do, so I can't say if they celebrated Christmas, because I'm not sure how strong a custom that was in the first century, or how exact people would have kept the date of when they were born. But I know they had lots of kids, And even though there was only one child, Jesus, in the immediate family, they lived in a sort of communal setting. And so we hear of James and Joseph and his sisters as well, so close cousins, and probably at times in the little stone homes that were typical in Israel at that time, with a room here and kind of a back room and a room here, an open courtyard where they would have cooked so the smoke would rise up, where they would have sat because the weather was warm for most of the year, where they would have had kind of a thatched roof partially covering it to give a bit of shade, because even in primitive or earlier times, without chemicals to protect you from the sun, they knew enough that you had to keep the sun from beating down on you too much. It was not healthy. And there would have been children running everywhere. And at times you wouldn't be sure whose was whose, but anyway, they were running everywhere. And it was to a family just like that, which is a family just like all the families that you were probably with this Christmas. You may not have all have had as many young ones there, but probably many of you did. Maybe grandchildren or even great-grandchildren. It was to a family like that that God entrusted the salvation of humanity. And that's what we're celebrating today, the Feast of the Holy Family, the Sunday after Christmas, very close after this year. My sister said to me, well, at least you can sleep in tomorrow. I said, yeah, till 6 o'clock. She said, what are you getting up at 6 for? I said, I have to open the church at 8 o'clock. It's a Sunday. Oh yeah, I forgot it was a Sunday. So that's part of families too. So that's the great mystery. God entrusted salvation to a family. We should be proud to be a part of the human family and part of the family of descendants of Abraham and part of the family, brothers and sisters of Jesus Christ, because it was to us and to our families through Christ that God entrusted the salvation of our world.